Hey, this is Lucian McAndrew. Okay, so what I noticed from reviewing the video, or the draft of the video, is that first of all the windows look sort of bad. I think I want sort of an edge so it looks a bit more 3D. I don't know if I can do that, but I will try to do that at least. And maybe some sort of like atmospheric, like cold smoke, like in a freezer. And at the end I want some sort of lightning phenomena that blows out the windows and later also melts the face of the audience. So yeah, a lot to do. And then just do the same thing from different angles. So I will just start with this and then I can just use this as a template and just change the angles, since this is a 3D room I'm working in, so I can simply change the camera angles. However, it was not a magic camera, so I cannot rotate around the characters because they are 2D. So yeah, a lot to do today. So let's start with the edges, which should just be a matter of playing with the roughened edges that already are doing this effect on the windows. So that shouldn't be a problem, I think. I think I have done that before. And then create some atmospheric smoke, which is also really easy. So yeah, okay, let's get to it. Okay, so I decided to make a shadow for myself. I don't think it's necessary for the other dudes, because they are already standing in the shadow, sort of. I don't know how they would go up on the wall. But myself standing in the middle of the light there, it's all myself. It's sort of funny that I'm referring to them as other people. The singer myself should have a shadow. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate the vocals here, and I already I shaded and did it so it wouldn't take so long. No, that should be under there. Okay. So what I did was simply to add the effect fill to myself, to a copy of myself, and then I simply turned it under transformation. I simply turned the X angle 90% and then moved it in the correct location. So now there you see I have a shadow, which will add a little like depth and reality to the whole thing. Okay, so next, the atmospheric smoke. That's really easy. You do a new layer, a solid, and it doesn't matter which color actually. I think it should be under the light, though I'm not sure how we will work with this later. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna show the bases, and if I choose to I will make it several 3D layer effect, but the base is here. Okay, we're gonna find fractal noise. Fractal noise. So there sort of looks like smoke right away, but we can play with it, invert it. No, well, hard to tell which looks best. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the evolution there, click the start recording or whatever you call that, the start keyframing, then move to the end of the video and move the evolution around a few times. That's gonna make it like change. Yeah, you can see like that, sort of like smoke. now we're gonna go to the transform, I think it is, yes, and we're gonna click there, offset turbulence, we're gonna move to the end, and we're gonna move the offset turbulence like upward as much as we can. That will make the smoke move upwards. Now it's just a matter of setting. Well, you can play with the blending mode. I'm not sure there are so many. Add screen. No, I think I go with normal here. But opacity. That opacity would be important here, because otherwise the video will disappear. And it shouldn't disappear right now, but that's the basis for smoke. I think I will need to pre-compose it actually, and then lower opacity, so you can see the video behind it. But there it is, the smoke. And then I can make several layers of this, so it's like, gets a good 3D shape. So yeah, let's do that. But I'm not gonna show that on camera, just time wasting. Okay, so I made a smoke and bought beer. So I made like 3 layers, and I reduced the opacity on the top ones so they shine through each other. So there we have the smoke, and I also pre-composed it. So let's go to the main project. There we have it. So now that doesn't look very good. So we're gonna set it to, I think it's green. Yep. Looks better. But the smoke looks a bit, I don't know the word to describe it, but I know how to fix it. I'm gonna add a turbulent displace on the smoke. And we're gonna increase the size a bit, I think. Yeah, now it got more of a motion. I have no idea of the word I'm searching for here. And I can increase the amount a little bit maybe. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And the smoke, I think, is a little too dark, so I'm gonna add curves to, or at least gonna try to add curves and see what that does. And yeah, that's more frosty smoke, although it is too strong, but we can pull down the opacity. And there, we pretty much have frost smoke in the room. Okay, so next thing. I don't know if I can fix this, but I'm gonna try. Because the windows looks a bit 2D. I want them to look more 3D. So, okay. We can remove the smoke for now. Okay, how do we do that? So there we have it. We already have the rough and edges effect, and if I don't remember incorrectly, it's possible to make those thicker in some way. I just don't remember how to do it. how I have done it before. Okay, so I figured it out, I think. Okay. So first of all, we're gonna copy that layer, the back wall layer. We're gonna do the same with these layers later. Okay, so we copy the back wall layer. And we're gonna add, go to the layer styles, and we're gonna add bevel and emblaz. That gives sort of a 3D feel there. Problem being that it's also there, but I figured out how to fix that. Okay, so let's just fix a little bit with the bevel and emblaz. First of all, I don't want it to be pure white. It's sort of frozen, so let's go with the light blue color there. Yeah, that's better. And then depth. Can it go to minus or no? And then we want more depth. And just play around a little bit here. Shadow color, let's also go with a bluish one. I guess a darker bluish one. No, the shadow was good as black. Maybe give the black a blue touch. Okay. Size. Okay. Looks okay. Drag down the size of the... I think that feels sort of best. Okay. Starting to like it. At least decently. we'll go back to the inner bevel though. I don't know, I think it was almost better at the beginning. With a little blue touch. Yeah, looks decent. Okay, now to remove that. Let's move that to under this one. Let's remove the old mask here. So we're stuck with just a wall, and then we make a new mask. Like that, and then we invert mask. There. There we go. Now to repeat that on the other walls. Yeah. Okay. So we have the smoky room. I removed the videos and the windows here for now. Looking pretty good. Have the borders on the windows. That doesn't show that well now. But I would like some sort of thick smoke like running down here and like spreading on the wall, on the floor, and maybe here as well. And I don't know how to do that, so we will have to experiment a little bit. I'm gonna start by creating a new solid. We call it Cool Smoke 1. Turned out to be great. Good for now. I think we're gonna. I want it black actually. It just feels better with black. New solid black. Yes, like that. And we will pre-compose that. And move all attributes that won't really matter. Okay. And now we will use particle world, I think, or is it particle systems? I think I go for particle world. Yes, and immediately it looks like that. That doesn't look like smoke at all. Now let's start with the particles. Particle type, let's go and use bubbles. Better, not good. Now the smoke should be white, and when it dies, maybe a little darker white, but still white. Now let's see here. Physics. We want to pull down the velocity so it goes straight down, and we increase the gravity a bit, but we increase the resistance as well. Yeah. Move it up a bit. It's gonna cover a room. Okay. Now let's add a fast blur to that. Okay, starting to look a little bit more like smoke. Maybe increase the birth rate, or maybe the size. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's starting to look a little bit like smoke that runs down. Maybe increase the birth rate a little bit. Let's start to look a little bit like smoke. Okay. Now the floor. Wanted to run out on the floor. So first of all, floor position. I think we can move that up a little bit for now at least. And floor action, we wanted to, we wanted to bounce. Yeah, well, there we go. It moves way too fast though, but that we can't fix in here. See there? That looks cool, that looks cool. But it's way too fast. We're gonna make it 3D first of all. And it disappeared because it's way back. To views, where is it? There it is. So we just need to push it here. And we want it somewhere here in the exact back of the room it is. I wanted it in the corner. We're gonna make it bigger. That looks cool. Now the smoke turned a bit gray. That is most likely because the lightning is too far away, so we can set it to screen. There we go. Move it up a little bit here. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, but it's way too quick though. So we go to time stretch and say by a factor of 1,000. Yeah, there it is, moving slowly. That looks cool. Should it be even slower? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, pretty good speed, I think. I think even slower would be cooler though. Time stretch, let's say by a factor of 2,000. Yeah, that's it. Okay, all that's left is like the end effect with like the lightning thing at the end where the window blows out. Yeah, that will be a bit challenging. But okay, let's get on it. Okay, so at this point I have added a few more of those smoke pillars. So at this point, and I can draw, if I draw it slow, it looks something like this. Pretty cool. Okay, so blowing out the windows. Right now I have made the windows invisible since they take so much RAM memory. So at this point the windows are gonna blow out. So at this point I also added the drummer from behind the eyes, but without the eyes. And also some background so it looks like something. So that is added at the time or right before we blow out the windows. Okay, so let's blow out the windows. And I think that was, I wrote it up at 0342. Here is when the windows blow out. So let's start with the background people. No, I start with the other one. Okay, and we can remove the smoke and stuff for now to save some processor power and make it go a bit smoother. Smoke. Okay. So we're gonna use an effect. Where was it now? That one is it. Gonna lock the rest so I don't accidentally fuck with it. Okay. So we have the effect called shatter. An awesome effect. And there it just disappeared. And change that to rendered, and it's still gone. That's because of this. And you pull down the radius to 0. Now we set a keyframe on that radius to when, that's when the explosion will begin, and maybe it will, or wait, I said it should begin at 43, right? No, 42, good. Should be done like, yeah, let's say 43, 1 second explosion. And we pull up the radius. Somewhere there. I think it will continue after that automatically, right? Yep. So there we have the main explosion, but it doesn't look that good at this point. Wait, I want to fit the middle of the explosion here. Somewhere there. Later. There. Okay, so first of all, shape doesn't look good. We're gonna change that to glass. A little better. Now let's see, physics. We're gonna increase the randomness a bit. We can increase the rotation speed a little bit. Now let's see if I can find, the depth is good. We don't want thick bricks. That would be excursion depth. We can actually lower that a little bit more even. Because glass is really thin. Or well, this is ice actually, so let's make it a little bit thicker. We could make it like really, that's too thick though. Yeah, something like that in thickness. And now repetitions to maximum, which will mean it's really demanding, but it's also look coolest. So now that's what we're going for. And after the explosion is done, we don't need that layer anymore. So we can remove that so it doesn't take any processor power anymore. Just waiting for everything here to be gone. So yeah, pretty much gonna repeat that with all the windows. And then change angle and do the same thing, I guess. But yeah, just gonna do the same thing to all the windows, and also add some people outside here, just like I did with the drummer. And then on to the lighting effect. Lots of work to do. Okay, so we're gonna create the lightning phenomena, which should be quite easy. Let's create a new adjustment layer behind most things. Just layer, new adjustment layer. And let's put that behind, well, not behind everything, but behind. Like that. And then let's add CC light rays, I think it is. Yes. And that's perfect. It's gonna start small. Now, what was the time? 03:42. That's when something happens. Okay. So we have that little lightning effect there. And we can cut the adjustment layer. Oops, I don't know what I just did. Okay, sometimes I don't get the program. It's supposed to cut when I do that, but it doesn't feel like that, then I just do like this. So that's when it starts. And exactly there we go to intensity. Intensity 0. Like there. And now let's see, at around 40. It's gonna go pretty quick, so we want it before the windows blows out, sort of, so it should be fully developed around there. And we increase the intensity to what we want, and we also want to increase the radius to what we want. Radius, we push that back like that. And radius increases at the same time. Just play around a little bit with it. Yeah, I think that's sort of perfect. Looks pretty good. There, and then like smack. And then it just stands there glowing. We're gonna do some other shit to it too. Let's add a new adjustment layer. Maybe this started working. No, still. What happens to the outcome? Okay, I shouldn't do that. I have no idea what that does. But why can't I cut as I usually do? Or am I doing something wrong? No, I'm not. edit. Oh, whatever. I fix it like this right now. I'm gonna start the same there. We're gonna add glow. Too much glow. Now, just play around a little bit with this. Decrease the glow intensity a bit. Yeah, something like that. Looks pretty cool. Bam. At the last chorus. Well, anyway, let's make this scene. Okay, so it's done. I froze at the coolest moment when the windows shatter and the lightning phenomena comes around. Okay, so time for the rendering. Composition, add to render queue. Let's remove that old one. Settings, lossless. Okay, the render time is gonna be horrendous. Render. Okay, figuring out the render time here. Let's see. It looks really cool though. I mean, that looks amazing. "31 hours, 19 minutes. Yeah, 25 hours. Okay, it's gonna be a little less, but well, this is gonna take some time. So, well, we're gonna cut here. And yeah, here comes the video. Well, the first angle of the video. Remember, I'm gonna have to do this from every angle. Well, that was it for this video. So, here is the video. On my knees before the king. Put my feet in a bowl of ink, threw it up in a kitchen sink, when a world about to sing came down with a case of being a drone. Gave it up, hanging up my knees, shot down like a pagan, standing alone, intoxicated. Preacher set on fire. Now you faint, shivers down my spine. Now burning from precious to a smile. Let it feed, bleed me inside and hold me down. Sticky stains on the bathroom floor, rusted pipes and hygienic pour. When I need a Sunday core. Why you know about the men's I'm at? Haven't got running water yet. Keep a cock